Alright guys, so today's a big day. We're gonna finally drive this thing. Here's the current state of the car with half the engine apart. So I've just got the intake manifold off here. I'm gonna do the PCV delete. Also, while the injector rail is out, I'm gonna swap the injectors too. So I'll give a quick look here. So removing the manifold is kind of a nightmare because of this stud here. I'll insert a clip right here, but I basically had to use a slide hammer to get this off the sleeve because it seized to the stud, and that's not going anywhere. I'll have to pull that out later. And then obviously the stock injectors need to go. It's not going to work on a turbo setup no matter what you do. Yeah, so the stock PCV system, I'll give you a quick look here. It's a stock oil separator, I think it's called, the PCV system. And this is not great for boost. So I'm actually going to keep this vent line. Just going to pop that off and just leave it venting to atmosphere. And on the intake manifold itself, in case you're wondering how I'm doing the PCV delete, pop this grommet off where the PCV goes. So this end here. Took the grommet off, put an 1.25 inch, I believe. Yeah, 1.25 inch freeze plug in that hole and tighten it down. This thing isn't going anywhere. As for the idle air controller, I removed it from the car, and I'm just going to epoxy it in place so it doesn't leak and it doesn't get pushed out. And we should be good to throw back in the car. So although this looks like a massive mess, I did finish up wiring the gauges. So we do have the water temp, we have the boost, and the wideband is in the car. I'll show you that later. But what we need to do when we street tune it is use the 5-volt input, which I'll show again later, and datalog the AFRs that way as well. So I'm just gonna quickly throw everything back together and then we'll continue from there. All right, got everything back together. Intake manifold, new injectors. This is all plumbed up. Wired the MAF here, so it's pretty much the same colors as the stock wiring, minus this blue cable which goes to the yellow one, and then the 2 remaining gray cables here don't go anywhere, just tape them up. So yeah, did a quick boost leak test with this new setup all buttoned up. Obviously the idle air controller is silicone or JB welded in there. You can't really see it, I guess. But yeah, we also have the, let me try turning the flash on, see if we can get a better view. I got the flash on here, so as you can see, we have the freeze plug where the stock CCV system was. And back there, if you can see, we have the idle air controller, and that's JB welded. While I was in here, I also deleted the brackets that hold this manifold up because it's not really needed and it gets in the way. So now I have lots of room to get under here if I need to change anything or adjust anything. So yeah, now that we have this all plumbed up, we're gonna connect everything to our laptop and fire up RomRaider, RomRaider logger to be specific, and we're gonna get some data logs that the tuner requested. So he wants a cold start for like 2 minutes. He wants a warm start, and then just a quick drive around the block, just for that log. Nothing crazy, no pulls or anything. I don't think I'll even get into boost, so we're just gonna go get those 2 idle logs, cold and hot, and then we'll go for a quick spin around the block once that's all done, and we can send those over, and fingers crossed it gets back to us quickly so we can get to the track here in 2 weeks or so. So I got the key on here, and we're going to do a quick cold start data log. So if you look here, I'm logging all these sensors, and then I have my AEM wideband here. This is connected to the rear O2 5-volt signal. So if you look here, we're reading 16 AFR, and over here we're at 16 roughly. So yeah, we're gonna start a data log, and we're gonna do about like a 2-minute cold start. Here, actually, I'll show you the current cold start. Yeah, you can see here. Ignore the boost. It's currently hooked up to a boost only reference. I don't have a vacuum reference yet. But as you can see, cold start's kind of rough. We're super lean here, and we're just gonna get a data log, and we'll leave that running for about 2 minutes, like I said, and then we'll send that file over. We'll let it warm up all the way. We'll do another warm start, and that should be our start logs, and we can go ahead and drive it. Running super rough right now, but yeah, once that cold start gets tuned, it'll run obviously a lot smoother than this. All right, it's raining outside. It just stopped raining, so I set up the GoPro in the car. It's got a low battery, and I don't know if the angle's the greatest, but should be good enough. Ignore the super messy interior. So here's the angle. Should be good enough for a quick drive. Ignore this massive mess. Pretty much have the entire interior center console section taken apart because of all the, you know, wiring the gauges and running the references and all that. These two gauges actually aren't completely working. Boost gauge is on a boost only reference, and the coolant temp is not hooked up. So we're just gonna be looking at the wideband and take a quick spin around the block. Nothing major, just kind of up and down the street. Just gonna fire up this GoPro, slap you guys on this, and we'll start the data logging with a quick drive. Just gonna start the data logging. Make sure the laptop's on. And then once we get out of here and on the road, I'm gonna fire up the data log. Okay. All right, let's do this. Again, really bad cold start and warm start. We'll see if we can manage it to at least get it down the road. I'll be happy. Gotta keep this thing like idling with my foot, so it's gonna be super annoying, but okay. Starting the log now. Alright, just fired the log up and let's go for a quick spin. Alright, gonna stop the log there. Car actually died when I stopped, which is nice. I'll hop out for a second here. I'm just gonna do a quick look over and I'll show you guys the car, I guess, from the outside. Alright guys, so it's starting to rain here, but I'm gonna give you a quick walk around of the practice car, whatever it's called, beater car. Okay, so successful first drive, I guess. Although it wasn't much of a drive. Today, like I said, I did the whole intake side, all that injector stuff, locking off the PCV. As you can see here, I need to run this port to a catch can. Got the PMAS MAF there, wired up, electric fan, E36R, front mount right there. Look at the previous videos if you want to see how I did all this stuff, ran the piping, all that. Sorry if it's windy. I'll try to block the mic here. Decided we just went for a quick rip. Data log all the stuff we need to for the tuner. And yeah, we'll see when he gets back to us. Go for another drive. Hopefully get into a more boost. This one was just a quick around the block. Hopefully the wind isn't blowing the mic out right now, but the rain is picking up pretty good. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Oh my god, starter. And only one wiper works. Great, let's get this thing back to the shop. Still in the shop, got both cars out. This is kind of neat. If you notice, I actually have the old splitter from this car on this because it's all smashed up with fiberglass. This one's got a nice new plastic one, but yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Pulling both outside. Really see the ride height difference on this thing. Monster trucking. I was kind of trying to get this sorted as quick as possible because obviously I need to send these datalogs to the tuner before he can make any adjustments, and he's been pretty busy lately, so I don't know how long that's going to take. And we have a test, like a test and tune drift day, which is a new thing around here. Get those adjustments, and then hopefully the first revision is enough to drift on. If not, I don't think we're going to make it, but yeah, again, not really sure what I filmed, if I got enough interesting stuff in there for you to watch it. But yeah, first drive's out of the way. That's exciting. Noticed a couple things. The exhaust is leaking, I'm pretty sure at the V-band. Don't remember ever tightening that while we were making the exhaust, so I'm hoping that's it. It's not like a hole in the exhaust or something like that. We also need to clean up things. The interior is a huge mess right now. Got it all apart for the gauges and stuff. So yeah, that's it for this one. Leave a comment for any tips or questions you have. Check out the previous videos if you want to see the rest of the build progress for this car, and the next one should be a little more driving, hopefully getting into boost and doing some drifting. So yeah, see you in the next one.